Ubisoft, the protectors, the allies of women all over the world, the true company of wokeness, 99% female representation. Turns out has SA allegations and evil things like that. But honestly, is that surprising? You're literally creating a company where the end goal of every employee is winning the victimhood race, aka being the biggest victim. So obviously, this is something that's gonna happen. This has been something that has happened in every single company because the reality of wokeness is, while they are against over sexualization and things like that, they are all complete sexual degenerates. Completely messed up individuals that constantly make everything about carnal pleasures. So, it's only a matter of time before every single one of these woke companies gets sued by their own for things that they can't even deny because everyone agrees on a moral basis that it's correct. Insanity. It's a literal recipe of self-destruction.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the company that virtue signals the most is usually the one that has the most to hide. Apparently, Ubisoft is undergoing a trial in France because they are being accused of years of sexual and moral harassment and abuse within the workplace. Multiple employees have come forward and accused multiple people over at Ubisoft for doing the exact thing.
Dude, this by the way makes no sense because remember Blizzard? Man, when they were putting butt plugs in people without their permission and things, I'm not gonna lie, the games were better. But Ubisoft never made good games to begin with. All of their games are shit, and damn, I mean, wow.
They say they fight against when they virtue signal online, which is, hey, we are all for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and yet for some odd reason, we're also being accused of hurling sexist, racist, and homophobic insults over at the workplace and constant humiliation.
That's my favorite, constant humiliation, by the way.
I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this kind of a headline is not too shocking when it comes for a company like Ubisoft, just like it wasn't shocking when it happened to Activision Blizzard. These companies that virtue signal every single day are usually the ones that have the most to hide. They're the ones with skeletons in their closet, and now it seems like this lawsuit, this potential trial, is going to expose it all. So let's get into this article, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So the headline reads, Ubisoft trial, justice lifts the veil on years of sexual and moral harassment, sexist, racist, or homophobic insults. This one especially is hilarious. You talking about Ubisoft, the company that loves virtue signaling to LGBTQ? That's interesting. Constant humiliation. 3 former senior executives will explain themselves from Monday before the criminal court on the systemic sexual and moral harassment that they are accused of having carried out within Ubisoft, the French video game giant. Following a wave of anonymous testimonies on Twitter.
And again, this is just one more testament to the true original N-word, Bobby Kotick himself, his greatness. He got accused of all of this. And what did Bobby do? He literally just made those people disappear, probably. I don't know. Bobby is Bobby. He's gonna do Bobby things, okay? This is Bobby's world, and we literally just sadly live in it, okay? Bobby was a hero. He dealt with all of this, and he came out on top. And now he's gonna come back, boys, soon. The return of Bobby, original Big DG Kotick N-word. Oh yes, it's gonna be great. Okay, these Ubisoft losers, these Ubisoft degenerates, they will burn, because the weak burn and the strong build empires of ash.
Twitter, now X. The scandal came to light thanks to investigations published in Liberation and Numerama on a news website on IT and digital technology in July of 2020. Oh, wow. Hold on. So this happened during the ultimate year of DEI. You really mean to tell me that all of this happened during 2020, the year that every single company said that they stand for bullshit, basically? You mean to tell me that's when all of this went down? Very interesting. In the process, Sergei Hoskot, creative director and number 2 of the group, resigned. Thomas Francois and Guillaume Petrux was dismissed for serious misconduct. These are the 3 men that the court will try from March 10 to March 14, suspected of having led and encouraged toxic management within the studio, according to sources closest to the case. The damning testimonies of the plaintiffs against Thomas, known as Tommy Francois, then vice president of the editorial department of Ubisoft, exposes the atmosphere that he created in the premises in Montreal. Now, guys, I got to tell you, man, this is eerily reminiscent of what happened with Activision. But the funny thing is, nobody really talks about the Activision thing anymore. You want to know why? Because Activision decided to do all of the virtue signaling nonsense, the DEI nonsense, after the lawsuits were filed against them. You know, Activision.
Yep. And that's what, by the way, if you can go back and you can watch that video, I told you that Activision is going to get so much fucking worse. Because the people who crawled through cubicles, maybe a little bit of that sweet, sweet harassment at a water fountain, they at least make good games. But now the people who replaced them, purple-haired lunatics with literally a 41% chance of not coming in to work tomorrow, whatever, are now taking over. And now this is why World of Warcraft is so shit. This is why Blizzard is collapsing. This is why Valor. This is why everything they have is just dying.
Was basically put through the ringer when it comes.
Ubisoft doesn't even have a justification to be this shit. They just chose for some reason without any reason to be like this.
To the court system and all these accusations against the company about toxic workplace, sexual harassment, especially a bunch of women came forward and all this nonsense. And that's when they decided to do the virtue signaling stuff. That's when they decided to do the body type A and B for World of Warcraft. Or they removed all the women paintings in WoW and replaced them with fruit, right? They did all this stupid shit to try to virtue signal and say, hey, we're totally not bad guys. We changed. We did whatever. It's the same thing here with Ubisoft. Ubisoft has been putting out all of this nonsense over the last few years. And since this happened in 2020, it makes you wonder, gee, why did they start doing this? Aside from the whole, George Floyd stuff. It says during the period of prevention retained by the courts.
George is my favorite fentanyl addict.
From January 2012 to July 2020, Thomas Francois was between 38 and 46 years old. His office habits showing pornographic films with the sound on loudspeaker, kissing employees on the mouth by surprise, playing cat and dick. What the fuck is cat and dick? Commenting in public on physical appearance of employees whom he calls bitch, ugly, slut, or cod. While she is wearing a skirt, Tommy Francois forces a young colleague he had just hired to do a handstand in the open plan office. Bro, what is this shit? Are we the Wolf on Wall Street? Like, is this serious right now? Some of these stories I have a hard time believing. I understand there are some corporate settings where it is just wild, right? I get it, right? Like the Wolf of Wall Street, I feel like really exposed that level of wild nature that was happening in certain corporate settings. But
bro, I don't understand people who don't think that this is normal. Like, do you think people don't want to have fun? And yes, sue me. I said fun.
Yeah, man. You mean to tell me people are still doing this shit in 2020 and beyond,
obviously,
where they're just making women do handstands and all?
Have you ever been to a giant company, some kind of what's it called, retreat? When you literally have 1,000 people. I mean, shit gets wild, bruh.
In the open office, I mean, what are we doing here? He ties the same employee to the chair, puts her in the elevator, and sends her to another floor. Or he smears her face with felt-tip pen and forces her to attend a meeting without being able to wash herself. What? Bro, did this really happen? This almost sounds too ridiculous to be true.
Why?
But, considering how ridiculous it sounds, it might very well be true. I mean, what the hell?
I mean, he's powerful and influential in his space where he is literally almost God himself. Yeah, he's gonna do wild things. This is just life.
In addition to these accusations, he's being prosecuted for attempted sexual assault after he tried during a Christmas party to forcefully kiss a young employee who was being held down by other colleagues, because he also encouraged his subordinates to act in the same way, using in particular his aura and his high hierarchical position within the company to this end, according to an investigation report consulted by the AFP. Accused of being equally adept at making libidinous remarks and asking intrusive questions of a sexual nature, Sergey is accused of racist comments and acts. After the 2015 attacks, he allegedly asked a Muslim employee if she subscribed to the ideas of the Islamic State group. This executive assistant could find images of bacon sandwiches as her computer wallpaper, food placed on her desk during the month of Ramadan. Oh my God, bro. This sounds like some insane real life trolling, man. He put images of bacon sandwiches on the fucking computer of a Muslim employee, bro. Oh my God. This is like 4chan level freaking trolling happening in real life. What are we talking about right now? Age 59, the former number 2 of the group, which at the time had 20,000 employees across the world, will answer to the court on charges of complicity as well as moral and sexual harassment. The third defendant in this trial, the former game director, Petrux, 39 years old, is being dismissed from moral harassment. A dozen of witnesses were heard during the investigation, but a large number gave up on filing a complaint for fear of reactions from the video game industry, according to
base. Oh my God, yes.
The report seen by the AFP. Wow. So this kind of stuff, I do believe, because this is why people do not speak out against the DEI nonsense.
Good. See? I always tell you, boys, this is going to be what you have to choose in your life. Do you want to be some guy who gets farted in the face on by your boss because he doesn't like you because you're a social deject? But you finished school with 10 in your math grade. Fuck you. Or do you want to be an actual winner and do this shit? Because these people, trust me, they're getting away scot-free. They're still millionaires. They're gonna get hired by another company, and they're gonna do it all again, baby. You either are a winner or you're a loser. Choose.
They are so scared of being blacklisted by the industry that they want to be in so badly that they're willing to deal with the nonsense in order to just stay working and be left alone. So I do believe that they are not wanting to come forward because they don't want to be blacklisted by the industry. And if they come forward, their names are going on public record. And obviously, it's probably not going to end well for them. During their hearings,
the life these people deserve.
These people deplored the inertia of human resources. Despite being alerted to this behavior, the same source reported, at the initiatives of the first complaints in July 2021, the Solidaires Informatique Union denounced that the workings of a system which manipulates, exhausts, and crushes the company's workers. One of the 9 victims who filed a civil suit was subjected to multiple humiliating acts and remarks which caused significant psychological repercussions, Benjamin Bobot told AFP. Sergey categorically denies having harassed a single one of his colleagues. He denies having any knowledge of reprehensible acts committed by various Ubisoft employees, according to the statement sent to the AFP by his lawyer, an argument that the civil parties are challenging. From the moment it is something anchored in the company and the managers do not intervene to stop it, it is systemic to the company, comments Ms. Charlotte Marigot. I have seen several cases of moral and sexual harassment, and I have never seen such a desire to humiliate as the lawyer for the Video Game Workers Union. So this thing is going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. You're going to have people, I mean, I don't know if people are going to come out and speak out against the ones who are being sued right now, but it's going to get ugly. And Ubisoft's entire dirty laundry is probably going to be exposed pretty damn soon. And
this is hilarious. Ah, man, it is actually, I love this so much. It's great. This is what puts a smile on my face is be a loser, get treated like a loser, get abused like a loser, then become woke because you are a loser, or maybe you were a loser already, but it's just so good. What else am I supposed to say about this, huh? It really is, isn't it? It's just great. These people deserve all of this and nothing less. Tell me I'm wrong, I won't believe you. Prove it. Tell me that the weak deserve to rule the world. They don't. The weak deserve to be in the mercy of the strong. And this is what it looks like, and it's beautiful. If you don't agree with me, that's because you know that you would be one of the people at the bottom. That's it. End of story. Anyway, that was Hypnotic 10 out of 10. Bye.